I want to talk about the impact of AI in business. My name's Paul Baier. My background's enterprise software. And my talk today is really focused on the CEOs of companies because a clarion call is there. But I'm going to show you a demo with this new product called OpenAI's Deep Research. People have heard of this? Deep Research is transformational. And it's one of the reasons I stay with full confidence that 20 to 30% of $100,000 jobs are absolutely at risk in the next 3 or 4 years. And after you see my demo, I challenge you to see if you see it the same way I do here. But I'm going to give you a view on what's really happening in the business world because this thing is moving faster than any of us understand. And it's going to affect everything. I've done over 150 presentations at boards, private equity firms, hedge funds. We trained over 3,000 people how to use this here. We're deep in this. We're the largest ChatGPT users group. I've written 4 Harvard Business Review articles on this thing here. So we're going to be talking tactics and talking what's really real here. I'll give you a headline up front because that's how CEOs like to hop it. Don't ostrich. It's shocking to me how many boardrooms I am, and this is something over there. This is not over there. This is really here. We've really got a leaf on the top, not an IT project here. We'll talk more about that. We have to spend time on this. I know it takes a while to get time into a public board meeting. Oh, less than 10% of public boards have had an hour together at the board meeting talking about, is this a big impact or not? And it takes 3 to 4 months to get on the board meeting and all the politics around that here. It has to be done. It's that transformative here. I was with John at Davos, the MIT Day at Davos here, Jan LeCun, 3 or 4 Nobel laureates, and the number one message all those people shared was that we are in a moment of history, and humanity has not come to grips with the fact that within 2 years, 90% of what we do cognitively, the machines are going to do better in 2 years. And it's here now. I'm going to show you some of that in a bit here. We've really got a new mindset. Oh, AI is going to eliminate jobs. It's a silly conversation right now. We already have the reality for us over in the Ukrainian war. It's not AI is reducing a soldier. It's a 50 or 100 soldiers and a 5,000 drones going into it. So the idea that we're going to have teams of humans augmented by thousands of robots is the right way to think about it. It's physical robots over in Ukraine. It's going to be software robots and subroutines in the business world and the research world here. We've really got to stay current, and I will talk about some ideas on that. I like eye bleeding. I'll tell you what that means a bit here. And we've got to find ways in our company and ourselves to create vibrancy in learning. We are not going to get through this change with being adaptive, with not being more rapid learners here. I grew up in Ohio, Canton, Ohio. Canton, Ohio used to be a football Hall of Fame. But when I grew up, we had Hoover Company, all the Hoover, worldwide headquarters of Hoover, North Canton out here. We had Timken, publicly traded company here. We had Diebold, very proud of Diebold. They made all the ATM machines here. I watched through my lifetime all that get wiped out. In Stark County, where I grew up here, home prices haven't changed in 25 years. I remarried my wife from Newton. I fly her back to Ohio the first time. And she's like, what is that? And it was an empty billboard. She had never seen an empty billboard. She had never seen chained car dealerships. All right. So my point is I've lived through change on the factory floor that was very real. And when I'm talking here about change in the front office and change in jobs we know are coming, software coding jobs, research jobs. Why? One of the reasons is AI, this magical stuff, allows us to talk to machines for the first time ever. Usually to talk to machine, you got to learn Java, or there's 28 million people in the world know Java. You have to learn Java to talk to machine here. If you're one of the 8.1 billion people in the world here, you can speak and now talk to machines here. And that's why this revolution is going on, and it's not slowing down. So we had this world kind of before OpenAI. And in Q4 2024, we had ChatGPT 3.5, which you've all seen. Sucks up all the stuff in the internet. You put something in, it's unbelievable response back. That's an amazing in itself. If no other technology in that, that's probably 10, 30 years of automation just in itself. And that's gotten better and better and better. Claude, 4, Meta. And that's what this curve is here. What's happened in the last 60 days is a whole new category of AI tools called reasoning, and particularly something called deep research. I'm going to show you here. There's now multiple ones out here. That's breathtaking. That's jumping up this function, which gives me evidence that these $100,000 jobs are really going to go through some transformation, what I'm going to show you here. And this is only going to get better here. So kind of world before ChatGPT 3.5, the world 3.5. Now we've got this DeepSeek reasoning stuff here, and then we've got more stuff coming here in the future here. But let's just go to the demo. ChatGPT, you put it in, you get the answer back. What deep research thing, you put what you want, the prompt, your desire, and you wait 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. These little subroutine robots go off, start searching the internet, looking at different articles. Is this the one that at the end it starts coming up and you just stop it here? This is the prompt I put in, a non-trivial prompt. Research and legal liability of forever chemicals or PFAS in the United States, especially Massachusetts. Investigate all legal liability aspects, water and soil. Estimate the payoff liabilities for the next 15 years. Be very thorough and specific. And I always like my impress me. I don't know if it works. I stick it in there. Pretty complicated thing. I've asked, I don't know this legal liability area. They said this type of research might take an experienced person 3 weeks to do. And I'm going to show you it done in 8 minutes. You type this in, and it comes back and it asks you some questions. So scope of liability, it'll ask me for geographic scope, and then it's going to start working. And then you're going to see over in the right here, the thinking part. So what you're going to start seeing over here is the machine starting to saying, I think this is your intention. Then you're going to start seeing it actually go to different websites and grab articles. Does this article make sense or not? I'm not sure if it makes sense. You're going to see over here a list of resources it's going to. I'm exploring industries impacted by PFAS. Look the pro now. Okay, I'm thinking through whether the next text refers to the final things here. Throwing these sources here. You can all try this yourself, but this is what's going on, and this is not in the research lab. This is not a paper. This is available now to 8 billion people. This used to be, OpenAI had the free version, then they had the $20 a month version. And up until 24 hours ago, this was a part of the $200 version that I and a few others are crazy enough to buy. Within 24 hours, just yesterday, they moved to the $20 version here. So if you have a $20 version on your phone today, if you're one of the 400 million people in the world that use OpenAI every single week, you have access to now this type of capability here. You send me an email, it's in your report here. This is an 18-page report. Footnotes, estimated liabilities here, looks at the claims here. And I don't know the space. For the last 3 weeks, I've been finding people who know little subject matter experts we talk about. I said, tell me what your subject matter is. And I ask the robots, I come back and give them the paper, red pen, F, C, B, B+. Breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. And that's my message. One of my messages here is this stuff is changing. We cannot be an ostrich. I was in a board meeting, public trade board, a week and a half ago in New York City. They had no idea. For them, AI was like cybersecurity. We're doing our AI update for the year. This was a major, major board. 40 people around the table and everything else in here. So my point is the world is changing. I have yet to find anyone not impressed. Now, remember, we're still, subject matter experts still in the loop. We didn't say test this and then go ship it. But boy, if you can take 3 weeks of work, 120 hours, and get it to 8 minutes, and now give that to the subject matter expert. Where this is going is team augmentation. This whole idea, oh my God, the robot's going to take, no, that's what we're talking about here. If I have a team of 50 experts, I'm moving more towards a world might have 10 or 15 humans and 40 robots here. Companies need to start thinking about, I have 5,000 employees and 30,000 robots. My talent management system is 5,000 employees and 30,000 robots here. It's moving that fast. And if you're thinking like that, and I'm not, you beat me all the time in the market here. You can sell 24 hours a day. Capital's going to go your way. The top talent's going to go your way here. And I'm going to be Toys R Us, and you're going to be Amazon. And we're seeing that again and again. So what do? Don't be an ostrich. We can sit in Miami Beach. They say the hurricane's coming. I don't want to pick up all the stuff. We have such a good conversation here. You know, it's time to adapt. It's time to adapt, or you will be roadkill in business here. Private equity firms own 45% of America, and they are ripping cost out. I've got one company, 12,000 employees, done the 4 experiences. That's it. 3,000 are coming out. There's no discussion. There's no debate. No one's running around asking for policy. Every single board meeting, how many are coming out? And they're looking for other industries. So that type of change that I saw in Ohio, is going in many, many industries, and it's really big, and the train is gone. The train is gone, and Wall Street knows it. Wall Street walks around and asks CEOs. Last year, they used to say, oh, how many AI projects do you have? And people say, oh, I've got this project here. They don't care anymore. They ask the important question here. How many AI projects do you have in production at scale? Then they ask one or two follow-up questions, which model you're using, and most CEOs can't answer that. So don't be an ostrich. Lead from the top. You have to use this. It's breathtaking to me why people aren't using this. You have to put your hands in clay. You cannot teach swimming by YouTube. You cannot teach this without doing it here. I don't care if it's bird collecting or whatever it is. And you need to ask. You need to get this in the culture. Have we used the robots here? Have we thought about using the robots here? What about it? We need to try experiments here. Hundreds of companies I've talked with, they give this IT, and they give the IT $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 projects and sitting over in the corner here. I said, how come you guys aren't doing zero risk AI projects for less than $5,000? Tons of them. Learning. You got to spend time together. Everyone's aware of it. What's lacking is us spending time together. There's too many use cases. We have to get together as a board. We have to get together as a team. Is it going to affect Harvard Medical School? Is it going to change students here? You say yes, I say no. And then what's the number one priority working on here? There's too many choices here. There's not enough alignment here. You can only get alignment by having a room full of people talk about it and someone in that room who knows something about it here. It is painful to watch some rooms where I've never seen a topic where everyone knows so little, yet they have such strong opinions on, and they want to share them. That was interesting 2 years ago. It's not when you're in some of these industries. New mindset, the team augmentation here. You got to start planning now. What does teachers look like in Harvard Medical School when we might have, 30 teachers and 50 teaching robots? They're now customized for wherever level you are. What does that mean in research? What does that mean in my business, industry research here? We're moving right now to have a company 3 years from now. It'll be $20 million in revenue, 20 employees, and 150 robots here. And we'll be 5 times more productive than anyone else in the industry here, scaling faster than anyone else. We've got to stay current. I like the term, killer use cases. Right, we've had the last 2 years all been about capability. Oh my God, look at that. We could, summarize a meeting. We could do a video. That's interesting. That's too many of those here. What I want are things that took 99% of the cost or labor savings on it. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Michigan, 150,000 contracts. They found $10 million of savings in the first month because they're all unstructured PDF documents. And now you can rip through there and say, why do we have 85 different contracts for the same thing? Why do we have all this stuff here? But that's the type of thing. So not capability, but proven use cases that have dramatic 90% or saving an individual person 50, 100, 150 hours a week here. Get a benchmark ourselves. It's too confusing. It's too emotional. McKinsey and Bain's doing a fabulous job getting everyone and brothers all juiced up at your company and your board and everyone else in here. We just got to be an inch ahead or inch behind our competitors here. What is really clear, though, is that the leaders are getting further ahead. Oh, we'll just catch up next year. It does not exist in this age of AI. Absolutely does not exist here. Learning vibrancy here. Your organization wants to learn. They're already going home teaching their kids about it. They're already worried about what their kids are going to do here. Find those people, deputize them, give them small budget, challenge them to come up with, have hackathons for non-technical people learn. There's dozens of ways to create vibrancy. Think about your own self, what it takes to learn AI well, and think about how to get an organization here. Because the top talent knows it. All your top talent knows the biggest crick seller ever is AI. Why? We're seeing battlefield promotions, manager, director, VP here. Just about every person I talk with who finishes a Gen AI project at a major company here ends up leaving because they're so scarce and they can double their salary by going somewhere else in here. We're getting 2 to 3 resumes a week of people looking here. You cannot attract and retain talent unless you have a vibrant AI culture. My favorite title, Gen AI coach and prompt engineer. I think Max is the first one in the United States with that. We're going to see more and more of that here. So the world's changing. These are 6 things you can do if you're running a business. Everybody can go try OpenAI Deep Research. So if you're using OpenAI in the $20 version, you can now, as of yesterday, see a little thing next to the prompt of the box that says Deep Research. So put in your prompt, get your cup of coffee, hit Deep Research, and see if it comes back and press you. Paul, my name's Paul Baier. Thank you very much.